Today we are going to talk about the most important official details that have surfaced so far about Wednesday season 3, the strongest theories and which direction the story could go. From there, we'll never more still be at the center of the story. What dark secrets are hidden in the Edmonds family pot and it even green roll and of film ready going to be the biggest ever of season. We are going to touch on all of it one by one. So before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Alright, now let's get into the details. There are official announced details for Wednesday season 3. There are very long, cold theories built on the top them and be honest, well, all of that come together. I am actually feeling really hopeful about this season because I love this second season, and I think that season did not just make the story bigger, it also started to establish and character much more family. Now in the third season, there's a chance to push that ever further. Especially this is the point we need to start with. Wednesday season 3 does not just look like new, my story is come. This time is feel like the story is going much deeper. So yes, never more will still with their new student will come, new teacher will come, and the school atmosphere will still be felt. But I think the real heavy side of it have we're going to go inside the Edmund family itself. Secret hidden for years factor will the family thing that will covered up in the past. I think the real weight of the third season is going there just to be as strong as expectations right now. This season most likely won't just be a story well Wednesday solve come case. It will be more about us watching Wednesday comfort the dark side of her own family. And I think that's a very smart decision because sometimes the best way to grow a character is not by putting a new enemy in front of them from the outside, but by forcing that character to face their own path. And for someone like Wednesday, you have a hard time fighting a stronger part than that. And then there's the emotional side of it. In second season, what I enjoyed the most was the character dynamic. Especially, I really love the relationship between Anu, Wednesday, and Agnes. There was a natural chemistry between them. It did not feel forced. It did not feel like something built just to say of forming a team. I think it was very important that they that close that in the third season. In fact, it's not enough just to keep it at the same level. They need to make it even bigger because if show like this, sometimes what keep you attached to the screen is not the mystery itself, but the bond the character build with each other. Wednesday and Enid already one of the relationship at the heart of the series. The energy between those two just work on a completely different level. Wednesday cool, distant dark side, and Enid more emotional, warm, more outgoing side complement each other really well. And I think it even goes through even heavier thing in the third season. Then her bond with Wednesday could be touched in an even stronger way. I will be honest, I will to see that because one of the best way to show Wednesday growth in the show starting to genuinely warn about people now. The Ignis side is not sometime to underestimate either, in my opinion, because when this truth is together, the show is not just telling a gothic ministry, it also creates a real team feeling. It feels like we are watching people who have built a genuine bond inside that school. That way, no matter how dark the big event of the third season gets, I think it's very important for this character to keep sharing seasons together. In fact, one of the strongest part of this season could once again be this web of relationship. Of course, when it comes to the third season, one of the most exciting development for me is Even Green. Let me say this directly without dancing around it. I was genuinely really happy about the Even Green now because if you're making a gothic series and you want an actor who can carry a dark atmosphere, look my story and make the moment feel heavier. This is season they step into a season. Even Green is one of the best possible name for that job. In fact, if you ask me, it's generally hard to feel a better casting choice for a character like this because Ewan Green is the king of character. How does not just play a character? She changed the atmosphere of the season she in. The moment the fears of screen or feel mystery form. She can be third, she can be someone broken, she can be manipular, she can be victim. And I think that exactly she kind energy character like feel in it. That why just arrival around could make this crown of the third season stronger. But this is what I want most here. I really hope they do not make a failure into just a character, how show up character or three for one season and this disappear. I really do not want that because that would feel too small. Both someone more actor like Eva Green and for the aperture of the character. I want a failure to be someone more layered. She can be drawing, she can be standing, she can be Wednesday at some point, but I do not want her to just stick to flat villain and then be gone. In fact, one of the strongest theories right now in exactly that maybe of her is not as simple as she seemed. Maybe she looked like the thief, but in reality she has been trapped inside some time horrible for her. Maybe she not the source of the darkness, but the result of it. The clues left in Fennel also seem to be hinting at a little. Sure. So in the third season, instead of the inferior being writer just some villain around, I expected her to be a much more painful, much more complicated, and much more listening fight. Another strong theory in this, the real great darkness may not come directly from failure, but from the Adam family past. And I think that really interesting because if the show in emphasizing family secret this much in the third season, then this cannot be only about the drama of a missing aunt. That means there are much bigger issues within the family that have gone unspoken, hidden, and stirred of fear. This idea of Wednesday bring forth this season to look at her bloodline, our family, and the darkness that come from her own blood is a very strong story idea. In fact, I think that Grandma Hoster side could end up having a much heavy impact. Because when our family secret, missing character, and old power start coming into play, I feel Glor appear in the background, how creates the past, and Hoster feel exactly like that kind of figure. So I think one of the real surprise of third season may not be visible side of the story, but the description of the old balance inside the family. In other words, maybe the real issue will not be failure returned, but what was the family being hidden for years. Wednesday power also became very critical here because at this point they're no longer just creepy vision she sees and where every now and then this power have turned into a key to the story. I think Wednesday Raven side will be much more heavily in the third season and it will probably become dark. And I like that because watching a character like Wednesday fight not just with her intelligence but with the thing she cries inside herself much more interest. And this is not enough for the power to just come back. Thus power need of have a cost. The most Wednesday season thing will that darkness seep deeper into her. Will she become more like her mother or will she get close to failure? I think that's going to be one of the most interesting questions of the third season because if written well, that what come out there not just to be a supernatural power story, but a much deeper question of their character real is. That why the Miracle and Wednesday relationship becomes so important in the first season there. There was a series distance between them in the second season. That distance dropped a little. Now in the third season, with the failures situation entering the picture, things are going to become even more personal because now the issue is no longer just a third Wednesday season from the outside, but this mother past, the broken past of the family and trust that have gone untold for years. And this could much more active and important positions in the story as the Nevermore side. I think it absolutely the right more for the show not to leave the school behind completely because at this point the Wednesday universe did not really be imagined without Nevermore. This hallway where that gothic atmosphere and feeling that the school is always hiding something. All of that is an important part of the show identity. But this season, I do not want Nevermore to remain just location. I think the school itself also need to become more active through family secret, new character and new third. That already with the emphasis on new student and new teacher is not there for no reason. Announcement like that they actually not used just to say we accepted the cause. There is always sometimes new structure that cannot back the story and arrival of the name like when writers special like me think that if they bringing in an actor like that she probably would not be someone just appeared into season and leave. I'm expecting extremely important insight nevermore, or a major fracture connected to the Edmond family past. I think a big story is also come on Eden's side, because after a season, her act because feel close at all. On the contrary, it feel like it only just beginning. If the third season really put her on a more danger, more emotional and heavier part, that would also add a lot of Wednesday character, because Wednesday is no more longer just someone they solve cause. She becomes just one how want to protect people, someone how starting is feel losing them, and I think that change is very visible in terms of her growth. That trial inside is also not a choice. Yet I think we are going to see his turn a big way third season. But the real question here is this: will he come back as a completely evil character, or as someone grayer, more broken, more dangerous, but more complex? I felt the second possibility much more interesting, because this show works best then it does not write its character as completely black and white. If they keep trailer is a more better place inside to turn him into a one note, really it not be much better. When I pull out all this together, this is what I expect from the third season: a bigger story, but at the same time a more personal one, a season that more gothic, more family centered, darker, but one that does not lose the character relationship. If they put the art up, then the third season will not just be a continuum of the story. It could really be the more expected the Wednesday universe, Wednesday its boundaries, and take the show another level. Right now I am genuinely excited, because these official detail and point the right direction, and tutorials do not feel blessed, and the name join the cast are very strong, especially the arrival of the actor like Eva Green, the Edmond family secret moving off the front and never more remaining at the second half creates series expectation for me. I'm really excited, and honestly I'm really cozy to see that his season is going to do. In short, Wednesday season 3 really does look like it has hard potential right now. But the more important question in this: do you think the myth trait in the third season will really be offered, or will something much bigger tied to an Edmund family secret to be relieved behind everything? How well do you think Evil Green will fit this role? Do they think the trio, the Eden Wednesday and Edmund, will grow even stronger, or will this relationship go thought a much harsher test this season? And one thing I am most curious about: if it were up to you, what you write failure as a completely evil character, or would you rather her as a more complex and lasting figure? Make sure you write your thought in comment, and if you like the video, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for the more content like this. See you in the next video.